As part of our celebration of International Women's Day, we are honoring women of impact throughout the month of March. Singapore's Joscelin Yeo is a 40-time Southeast Asian gold medalist in swimming, but her athletic prowess can't come close to defining her. Elected for a Rhodes Scholarship, she ultimately became a nominated member of Parliament. Colette Wong visited with Joscelin as a woman of impact.
She began her international swimming career at the age of 11, and in her 17-year career has made a big splash. She put Singapore on the sporting map, winning an incredible 40 SEA Games gold medals. She broke the 4x50 medley relay world record with her University of California, Berkeley teammates. She swam at 4 Olympics, and from competing, moved into sports broadcasting, covering the 2012 London Games. She is a woman of impact. She is Joscelin Yeo. Well, Joscelin, it goes without saying, you've had tremendous success in the pool, such an incredible career. So bring us on the journey. Share with us, how did it all begin?
I guess when we started swimming, me and my brothers, they thought that I kind of looked like I had a very natural feel of the water. And so my parents put us in like a competitive, not competitive, but like in a club team. And then it just started from there. I loved the water. I loved being in the water. I loved competing. And then I eventually made my first national team when I was 11. And then it was kind of a case of never look back from there.
And you must have had a role model growing up as well, someone that you wanted to emulate, someone that you looked up to. Who was that person?
I grew up watching the '88 Olympics, and I was very inspired by, people like Anthony Nesty. He was the first African American to win a gold medal. Breaking mental barriers like that really inspired me. And when I watched that as a kid, I was like, hey, this guy can do it, man. He can go beyond what people say is possible and not possible, and he can do it. And that's something that inspired me to want to be the best female athlete that was in Singapore.
What would you say were the biggest obstacles that you came across, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, I think some of the challenging obstacles I faced were either mental or situations that I was not in control of. So for example, at the 2000 Olympics, and again, it was a year that I was swimming really well. And we had just broken that world record, and I was swimming faster than I had ever been swimming. Really, I was on track to either making finals at the Olympics, I think. And that was also the year that my younger brother got into a car accident, and that happened while I was at the Olympics. And I'd heard about it, and I think it really it turned my world upside down, and it was very, very hard for me to actually focus on swimming. It was a situation I couldn't do anything about, right? And yet I had to still swim. So those are really tough things. And I think that while I did not actually swim very well at that Olympics, but it taught me, I think it brought me to another level of awareness and consciousness of saying, yes, this is what I still want to do.
You also said that after achieving the world record with your college teammates, that it allowed you to overcome some mental barriers.
Yeah, so I think when we broke that world record, I think it opened up the possibility that, hey, you know what, guys, we can really do this, and we can really be good at this. This is not just like a fluke. Like, we actually trained, and we worked our butts off to get here. It wasn't something that just happened. So I think it put a lot of confidence in all of us, myself and my teammates as well, that, hey, we can do this on the world stage.
After you retired from swimming, I remember you worked as a pundit for ESPN Star Sports during their coverage of the London Olympic Games. What was that transition like? Did it come to you quite naturally?
Yeah, definitely. I think that, having the background in swimming in the first place, I think was something that, of course, was helpful. And then being able to branch out and kind of be on the other side of things and to try that hand was definitely interesting. I had a lot of fun doing it.
Joscelin, it's been a real pleasure having you speak to us. You're such an inspiration to me and to a lot of other girls out there who have been watching this interview. So thanks so much for sharing your experience and your time with us.
You're most welcome. Thank you, Colette. Thank you for having me.
Joscelin has made waves during her career. As part of the Singapore National Olympic Council's Women in Sport Committee, Joscelin is continuing to create pathways and opportunities for females in sport. She truly is a woman of impact.
Joscelin Yeo swam in 4 separate Olympic Games, won 40 gold medals at the Southeast Asia Games, the most all time. She is a 3-time Singapore's Sportswoman of the Year, served as a member of Parliament, and was inducted into the Singapore Women's Hall of Fame.